Hello, welcome to the Eastern Idaho planning briefing for weather for Saturday, December 26th. In this presentation, you'll see that we have a winter weather advisory in effect through until Sunday morning, and that is for moderate snow, basically from the upper Wood River Valley northwestwards into the Sawtooth and beyond Stanley Basin. There's also an area from Island Park down to Bear Lake Basin along the Idaho-Wyoming border. And again, that's through until Sunday morning, and it's mainly for, again, moderate snow. On Monday, a low pressure in the southern Great Basin will bring a slight chance threat of snow to the Idaho-Utah border region. And then there are just slight chances Tuesday through Wednesday night in the eastern highlands. And the biggest storm of this week will arrive on Thursday morning. So here we start out with satellite loop showing quite a big storm out here in the eastern Pacific, and then the weaker storm that's passing through us right now that is spreading eastward and into southern Idaho and eastern Idaho during the day today. In fact, we've already had some snow reducing visibility in the Sun Valley area as low as 3/4 of a mile. So the snow should be beginning to start to accumulate. Meanwhile, this morning in the Burley area in the eastern Magic Valley, the temperature there this morning with the gusty wind was actually very mild, 41 degrees, and they were getting rain. That should change over to snow eventually, especially once the wind shifts. So it is going to be sloppy and messy in the eastern Magic Valley, and probably as far east and north as Pocatello area. So be mindful there. There was also indications that we could get some icing on the roadways there, so another thing to be wary about. So the impact is mostly today, and the places in orange here are where the winter weather advisories are in effect, and again, that's through Sunday morning. Some lighter snow, not by much in the Snake Plain, especially on the north end of it, and in the southern hills in the Oakland, Rocky Malta area. Sunday, there's still a slight chance of snow that basically though peters out before the morning hours are done. And then Monday, we mentioned there is a low crossing the southern Great Basin that will bring snow mainly to Utah, but it could just slop over the border into places south of the Snake River. And then Tuesday should be a break from it, and Wednesday for the most part is a break, and then in the evening, late afternoon, there is a slight chance of snow, and as you can see, the eastern highlands and then in the central Idaho mountains, with the exception of the Lost River area. So let's take a look at the evolution of snow. Here's what we're expecting this morning, probably the peak of it with the temperature still cold enough. We are just looking for an inch or less in Pocatello, American Falls, Blackfoot, 1 to 2 inches in the Idaho Falls area, as you can see, with the heavier snow basically relegated to that western side of the central Idaho mountains that we take a look at, basically the I-75 corridor, and then you can see all the way from Spencer and Island Park southward all the way down into the Bear Lake Basin. And it continues. You can see some of the lower elevations here. It is changing over to rain. You can see that does get into the very close to the Pocatello area, at least actually more the airport than the city. It might be that kind of a fine dividing line. And it gets to be a little bit more showery, especially in the northern end of the valley, where it gets sheltering from all the mountains to the west. And you can see it does lighten up a little bit overall, and then tonight it sort of resurges in the highlands along the Wyoming border, and that's when the bulk of the precipitation will be occurring in places like Teton Pass and the Teton Valley, the Snake River Mountains here, so and even Bear Lake. For the most part in this southern area, it's a lot less unless you're headed into the mountains or trying to get between Montpelier and Preston. And then late tonight, you can see it again is tapering off, especially in our western zones, with just a dusting, and that's mostly in high elevations off of the roads. And by Sunday morning, the only place left really is Teton Pass. And then Monday morning, you can see the surge to the south, but again, it's just a light dusting threat. A little bit more on Monday afternoon, and that is going to recede. So let's look at 24-hour amounts. This would be from right now at 5 a.m. until midnight tonight, where the 6 to 8 inches are, and that's why it did increase in coverage, and so that precipitated the yesterday's day shift to put out this winter weather advisory. And then for Sunday, you can see again the focus is basically on the eastern third of our forecast area where the heaviest snow is, and it's much lighter than it will be today. And again, most of this is ending prior to 11 p.m. Here on Monday, you can see the combined total. Again, it's an inch or less, but it does affect, as you can see here, Interstate 15, Interstate 84, all going into Utah. All right, for the last of this, we'll just be looking at temperature. So if you've seen enough, you can sort of stop it here. But you can see above freezing temperatures, and so there should be a rain, snow mix in the afternoon at least, especially in Burley, Twin Falls area, with those warm temperatures. And in fact, they're occurring now in a lot of ways. So that's already kind of happening, especially in the Burley and Twin Falls area. Here are the high temperatures on Sunday, trending a little bit cooler, but still getting above freezing for places basically south of Blackfoot to the south and west. And Monday, a little bit cooler. There's really nothing significant overnight lows. They're going to be mild with all the cloud cover for this time of year, mostly in the teens and 20s. So wind speeds this afternoon, you can see we are switching to a west to southwest wind, and this is enough to blow snow with this 15 to 20 mile an hour swath, and especially the Snake River Plain. It continues that way this evening. Lets up a little bit during the late night hours, but actually still goes. This is pretty strong for after midnight. Then the next time we'll have significant winds will be Monday morning, so we'll skip most of Sunday. You can see they're actually with the low to the south that the winds are all out of the north and east, and again it's mostly Blackfoot to the south and west where the stronger winds are, and it peaks in the afternoon. So once again, don't forget we do have a winter weather advisory for moderate snow in these two locations. We're expecting more snow again on Monday. That's when this low pressure comes through. And then our biggest storm of the week, after a brief let up on Tuesday, Wednesday, is Thursday morning. That's all I have. If you have any further questions, you're always welcome to contact us at this telephone number. Check out the weather yourself at weather.gov/Pocatello. Thanks for watching.